guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really cool video, I think. It is my top foundations for oily, dry skin, every type of skin for the summertime. Now, I want to do something similar to this for the winter once the winter comes, but I feel like summer and winter are the most like intense seasons because it's one extreme to the other extreme, especially if you live in areas where it snows and it gets really, really cold out, you know what I mean? And then you go into summer, it's like super duper hot. It's like you have to kind of change it up. Not only that, but you also have to change it up because usually your skin complexion changes a little bit, so you can't wear the same foundation you wore in the winter and the summer sometimes. So I want to give you guys some suggestions. I first want to start off by saying that two products that I mix together all the time and that I love are the ones that I mentioned in my sweat proof makeup routine. I use those. That's like what I live for. So the Lancome and the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation are heaven together. Really good stuff. If you don't have both of them, do not go out and purchase both of them. You don't need both of them. I just like to mix them because they kind of make my perfect shade. So now I'm going to just go ahead and hop into the ones that I recommend. This is going to be a mixture of products that are a little bit more luminous and products that are more on the matte side, and I'm going to let you know which one's which. I also have a mixture of foundations that are high-end and that are affordable for my people who are looking for more affordability. So right now I'm going to start off with my high-end products, and then I'm going to move on to my more affordable products. I have 4 of each. So we're just going to start in no particular order. It's just kind of like what's here. So first things first, I want to talk about the Dior Forever Skin Foundation. So this foundation I really do enjoy because first of all, it has sunscreen. I mentioned in my summer sweat-proof makeup routine, which I will have linked up here if you guys haven't watched it. One of the biggest things for me is for a product to have sunscreen. Now, not all the products I'm gonna mention today are gonna have sunscreen, but if you're one of those people that forgets to add sunscreen to your makeup routine, which happens to me sometimes, to be completely honest, I always remember to wear my sunscreen, just like my specific SPF when I'm not wearing any makeup, because I'm like, I need protection. But when I have foundation, sometimes I forget because you know, you're using so many products at once that you just kind of forget. So I really like when a foundation does have sunscreen. Now, this Dior one has 35 SPF, which is absolutely excellent. I also like it because it's really lightweight. And I have mentioned that for me in the summertime, I've come to the realization that I don't like something that is so thick. I also don't like something that I'm gonna have to pack on for too long. I feel like when I pack on a product, like too much of it, and it's summer and it's hot out, my skin literally melts away super fast. This lasts all day long. It makes the skin look really skin-like, but I would say if you're looking for a splurge item, then I would really recommend getting the Dior Skin because this will definitely not be the foundation that's gonna fail you. I really like it. I have the color 41. I only use this in the summer because I am tanner in the summer, and when I picked up this shade, which was like right as winter was about to start, it was a little bit too dark because I did purchase it online. So I was like, I'm gonna just use this in the summer. And I noticed that every time I use this in the summertime, which mainly is when I go to like events, because for like everyday makeup base or like when I'm just gonna be like running errands or something simple, I don't wanna use this because it's so luxurious. But when I go to parties and I want my skin to like look snatched and last all day, I'm gonna be outside in the heat with the sun blaring, this is what I wanna go towards. So this is definitely something I would recommend to you guys. The next one is another one that I really loved, is the NARS Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation. This is another foundation that not only gives you that long wear full coverage, also is so nice and smooth on the skin. It's very buildable, so it's not gonna feel like you're packing on the makeup or feel like you're like really going to town with it. I feel like it gives you a nice consistency where it's gonna stay nice and in place, oil-free for a good part of the day. But I think this is one of those foundations that just feels so good on the skin, like very skin-like, and leaves the skin looking so smooth that it really will make you just fall in love with it because it gives you that perfect finish. And I feel like it just being so lightweight on the skin is something that we all crave in the summer, because in the summer we just kind of all want more of that like natural skin. We want more of that natural makeup look, and we just want to look super fresh. This one does not have SPF, but it is still one of those products that you can put the SPF underneath. I would say for somebody that forgets to put SPF, I probably wouldn't recommend you getting a foundation that doesn't have SPF, but if you remember to put your SPF, I would say then you will still be good for this. The reason why I emphasize SPF so much is because these summer rays are no joke. I mean, you should always wear SPF, but especially in the summertime, you really need it when you're gonna be outside and that sun's gonna be blaring on your face. So that's why I would say always wear SPF. Okay, now I'm gonna recommend another product. This one definitely, I would say, is more for my people that have dry skin. And the reason I say that is because if you do not like to look glowy and dewy, this will not be the one for you. I actually am wearing this one right now just because I feel like this is one of my favorite more like luminous foundations. I did go ahead and set it with some powder I kind of baked around my face. And for somebody that has oily skin who's been wearing this foundation for a good 5 hours, I feel like it's holding up pretty well. So you can see how it looks on the skin. But this is definitely one of those foundations that gives you a very natural, radiant look. You can build upon it and it's gonna look great. It's not gonna look cakey. It's still gonna look like skin. And I just feel like it gives you that perfect amount of coverage. I also like the fact that it feels so smooth. Like it just feels like skin. It's not sticky. I know that some of us also hate those sticky foundations in the summertime because sticky foundations just get so yucky, especially when you sweat and you have like all that stickiness all over your body. This isn't gonna do that for you. This is actually going to just lock into place and stay there. But it's definitely a favorite for a lot of people that have dry skin. I've recommended this to so many of my friends that have dry skin and they absolutely love this just because it gives you good coverage, it's buildable, but it also gives that luminosity that I feel like a lot of people with dry skin really crave. This also has SPF, so that's another good thing, SPF 23. It's always good to have some of that in there, and it's just super long lasting. Like you can build this up to look like one of those super full coverage foundations. I mean, look at it. It looks phenomenal. And this one is in the color 50. And I feel like it's a really good match on my complexion right now. So I like this and it's definitely a good one. So now the last foundation I want to talk to you guys about is the Huda Beauty Fill Filter Foundation. I don't know, I'm probably gonna mention this foundation forever, but if you're somebody that is looking for a matte, full coverage, snatched face, you're going to love this. The reason why I recommend this for the summer, if you're somebody that's looking for a really matte, full coverage foundation, is because the thing with this one is that because it's so full coverage, you do not need a lot. When I say you do not need a lot, you do not. Like you just need like one pump and you can literally cover everything. That's how full coverage it is. And because you're only using so little amount of this foundation, it doesn't even feel like you have a lot of makeup on because it's so little that you're using on the full face that it ends up feeling nice and breathable and airy. This is definitely the most matte foundation out of the high-end foundations that I'm mentioning today because it really locks everything in, makes everything look super perfected and super beautiful, literally like a faux filter. Like it's just absolutely stunning, and I can't even say enough things about this because that's how much I love it. And this is in the shade Baklava. I will have all the shades of the foundations I mentioned today listed down below in the description box so that you guys can go ahead and check them out. So now we're gonna move into products that are super nice and affordable. Now I've been reviewing a lot of products from the drugstore lately, but I'm pulling all these products that you probably haven't heard me talk about in reviews lately because these are products that I've used the longest. The products that I use or that I've tried in reviews recently, I have been liking, and they definitely compete with some of these, but it's too early for me to tell because it's only been like a few weeks or so, or like less than that. So we're gonna move into my products from the drugstore. So first one I'm gonna talk about is an old one. This one is the Maybelline Better Skin. This is the Super Stay one. You guys know that their Super Stay collection is phenomenal. I actually just reviewed, where is the stick? Their Super Stay, I was about to say Super Steak. Their Super Stay Stick Foundation, which I love. If you haven't seen my video, you need to go watch it. I'll have it linked up here because you will be shook with my results. But this is part of that Super Stay collection. This is the Better Skin. This is definitely more so for people that are looking for more of that skin-like finish. It's not a thick consistency whatsoever, but it gives you great coverage. And I was obsessed with this. Like I used a lot of it. This one also has SPF 15, which isn't that much, but you guys know I always like to have a little something in there, even if it's not gonna do that much, but it's always better to have something than nothing. I would say this is one of those that is universal for all different types of skins because it looks and wears beautifully on everybody's skin type. So this is one that I really love, and this is in the color 50 Natural Beige. Now another radiant foundation. I'm doing the radiant ones first, and then I'm gonna do the matte ones. So this one is the LA Colors Radiant Skin Nourishing Long Wear Foundation. This is another one that reminds me a little bit of the NARS Long Wear Natural Radiant Foundation. Is that what it's called? Yeah, and this one, okay, I was like, is that the same name? They just both have radiant in there, but they're long wear radiant, similar consistency. They do cover a really good amount and they look fabulous on the skin. If you're somebody that has dry skin and you have really dry skin and you're looking for a little bit of that glow to shine through, this is definitely gonna give you that nice glow, that nice radiance. It's gonna look absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're somebody that has normal skin and combination skin, you can also look really fabulous with this. If you're somebody that has really oily skin, I would say you probably will not love this because it will definitely give you some radiance. What I like to do whenever I wear this and I see that extra radiance is I just go in and bake just a little bit around my nose because that's where I tend to get really oily, and then everything is resolved and it wears absolutely beautifully for the entire day. And usually when I wear these foundations, I'm talking about wearing it from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m. That's a long ass day. You know what I mean? There's no intermissions, no nothing. I wear it through. And this is definitely one that even though it may get a little bit oily on me, it's still intact everywhere. So it's really good. And I really had to mention this one because it could possibly be a dupe for the NARS if you don't want to spend that much money on a NARS foundation. I got it in the color Light Toffee. Okay, now I want to mention another foundation that gave me a very beautiful perfected finish. This is the LA Girl Pro Matte HD High Definition Foundation. This foundation is a very beautiful looking foundation, especially when you're on a budget. It gives you such a great matte look. It's not like matte and flat. It's like a nice matte consistency where you're like, oh my God, I'm completely oil free. I look snatched. I look good. That's what this gives you. It also has really good coverage. So if you guys have scars, redness, anything that you want to cover up that you feel uncomfortable with, or you know, you just want it to completely like even out your complexion, then you're going to love this one because that's what it gives you. Also, the consistency isn't too thick where you're gonna be like, oh my God, I feel like I'm dry as hell. But it's also a consistency that gets the job done like that. This is definitely more geared towards my people that have the oily skin. This is for you oily skin people because I know you love a good matte foundation. There's nothing better than finding something on a good budget too. Now the last one by LA Colors that I want to talk about is the Truly Matte Long Wear High Pigmented Foundation. This is the foundation that I was talking about when I was talking about the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. Very similar when it comes to the consistency of it. The formula is very similar. It is a little bit thicker, but you literally do not need a lot. So you just do one pump and you can cover everything up that you need to. That's how good coverage it is, and that's how fast it gets the job done. If there's a foundation on a budget that you want that will not budge through the day and will really keep your oils intact, it's going to be this LA Colors foundation. I really use this when I just want to look matte. That's what I gear towards when I have these two. Now the LA Pro Girl is really good too, but I feel like when I want something matte, LA Colors does take the cake with this one. But this one just has like such a beautiful finish altogether that I feel like that's what makes me like it so much because it just looks great. This one is definitely more fuller coverage, so it's gonna feel a little bit more like you have foundation on, as opposed to this one is a little bit lighter, so you won't feel it as heavy as this. This one isn't too extremely heavy, but I know that for my people that, you know, want a good like bulletproof summer foundation, this is definitely something that I would say you would enjoy. Right now, I've just been really into kind of like having breathable skin for the summer. I think it also has to do a lot with my rosacea and my skin issues that I haven't been able to like dive into full force my like really matte foundations, which I usually would do a few years back. But now that I have rosacea and my skin's kind of fluctuating, I really like those more breathable products, which is why these two have been like heaven. But I know not everybody has my same issues, which is why I wanted to make this video, because it has a good mixture of matte foundations and also luminous foundations. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video and it was useful for you guys. I feel like summer and winter, like I mentioned, are times where it's like so opposite and our foundation routines change. We look for different things in different products, and that's why I was like, ding, 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 this is what we're gonna film today. That being said, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Lets me know to continue doing my videos. And if you guys are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to become a member of our family here on YouTube. I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And what else do I want to say? I'm wearing my same Mexico jacket because Mexico ganó otra vez. Es el mejor día. Mejor día. Falta un juego más y nos vamos a la próxima ronda y ya estoy lista. Ya estoy lista. So that being said, that was a little Spanish for you guys. That being said, los voy a ver pronto y por favor sigan viendo mis videos. Adiós.